Hey loves, Cassie here. I know it's been a minute since I've shared a video, but I'm back. I took a little hiatus from writing blog posts and sharing videos just because I needed some time off after writing 3 books that are coming out in about a month now. I'm super excited. So, if you're new here, first of all, welcome. I know I've got a lot of new followers and I haven't really introduced myself in a while. So, my name is Cassie. I am the owner, lead goddess of Zend Out. Another face you might see somewhat frequently on here is Erin's. Erin writes a lot of the blog posts for us, and she also contributes videos to our IGTV sometimes as well. So welcome if you're new, and hello again, dear one, if you are a regular visitor to my page. So I'm talking about the differences between crystal cleansing and crystal charging today. So I hear these terms like used interchangeably a lot, and they're very different terms. They mean totally different things, and they have totally different uses and purposes. And people ask me about this a lot, so I really wanted to break it down for you. So before I dive in, just remember, if there's anything you want to investigate a little bit more or read more about, you can hop on over to our blog at zendout.com/blog to dive deeper, read more, find links to things, and you can also find that linked in the link in our bio to head right over to our blog. So the key takeaways I want to share with you today in this video are: what are the differences between charging crystals and cleansing crystals? Why do you want to charge and cleanse your crystals? And a couple of ways for you to charge and cleanse your crystals. So first, let's dive into why would you even want to do this? What's the importance of charging and cleansing your crystals? Well, your little crystals, they are very proficient at storing information and emitting information. So most crystals, there are a few that are not actually crystalline, like moldavite and amber, but most crystals are perfect structures. They're layered lattices of perfectly structured molecules, and that perfect structure makes them masters at storing information and emitting information. So, of course, you want to make sure that your crystals are cleansed and charged so that they are emitting the energy that you desire. So that's one reason why you want to charge and cleanse your crystals. Another reason, one that I think is also equally important, is that charging and cleansing your crystals is a great opportunity for you to connect with your crystals. I am guilty of this too, but have you ever bought a crystal and it's just ended up sitting on your shelf and not ever been used? Like I said, I've been there and done it too, but I know for me, the crystals that I interact with regularly, whether it be through cleansing or charging or using it for healing purposes, that those crystals I'm more connected with on an energetic level, and I'm able to kind of intuitively gauge what they need. So I know the crystals that I use regularly and work with regularly, I'll kind of get an intuitive sense when it needs to be cleansed or charged. So by connecting with crystals in the way of cleansing and charging, you'll begin to get in a little bit of a rhythm with them, and you'll just begin to connect with them on an energetic level. Because like everything, crystals are energy. We are energy, crystals are energy. Everything is energy at the smallest level. So by cleansing and charging, it's just giving you another opportunity to connect with your crystals. So that's another reason why I really encourage people to practice some of these with your crystals if you're using them regularly. So let's dive into what are the differences between cleansing and charging. So the easiest way to remember and understand this, and I did share a little infographic on my page about this, but cleansing is removing, taking away, clearing away energy, and charging is adding. So times that you might want to cleanse a crystal are if it's new, if you've let somebody else handle it, if you were using it for a specific purpose that has come to fruition or you're no longer working towards. Those are reasons you might want to cleanse a crystal. Charging is adding. It's energizing. It's adding energy or information for a specific purpose to your crystal or for a specific use. So times that you might want to charge a crystal are if you're using it for a crystal grid, if you're using it for a specific purpose. Those are some reasons why you might want to charge your crystal. Or maybe it just feels like it needs a little energy boost. Okay? So cleansing, clearing away, taking away, charging, adding. So what are some ways that you can cleanse and charge your crystals? Now, like everything I say always run it through your own personal intuition filter. How do you feel about it? What are your favorite tools? There are endless ways to cleanse and charge your crystals. I'm just going to share 2 of each ways here, and I list more in the blog. Like I mentioned, my book's coming out. I dive way deeper into all of this and different techniques for cleansing and charging in my new book, Understanding Crystals. But if you have a preferred way, that's fine as well. So for cleansing, 2 ways that I want to suggest for you here are sunlight. The sun is one of the most potent and quickest ways to cleanse your crystals. Now, there are some crystals that can fade in sunlight. Fluorite, celestite, amethyst, a lot of these darker, like translucent colored crystals can fade in sunlight. Now, that said, I think if you're going to charge your amethyst crystal in sunlight for 10 minutes and you only cleanse it in that way once a year, you're probably going to be fine. This is more for if you're cleansing a crystal in sunlight for an hour every month, then yeah, it's probably going to fade. But for a short amount of time and not very often, it's probably going to be okay. So use your best judgment, and I do include a full list. You can also find full list really easily online by just searching crystals to avoid in sunlight. But I do want to put that little side note on there. But like I said, if you're not doing it very often and you're not doing it for very long, it's probably going to be okay, because it's a really quick way to cleanse your crystals. Another way to cleanse them is with water. So I actually like to do this with my water fountain back here because I do like to use running water for cleansing crystals. So just put my crystal in the running water to cleanse it. Anytime I'm doing cleansing, I always like to visualize any stagnant, stuck energy kind of being whisked away from the crystal that I'm cleansing. If you have a natural body of water that's flowing that you can hold your crystal in, that's great. You can also run it under tap water, but I do just suggest maybe holding it under tap water for a little bit longer if that is what you're using to cleanse your crystal. You can also let it set in water. You just want to do that for a lot longer period of time. Running water is definitely the preferred method. Okay, so those are a couple of suggestions for cleansing your crystals: sunlight, water. Now for charging, the first and most important thing that you need to know before you select your method for charging is, why are you charging your crystal? What is the purpose? What is it going to be used for? Because that is going to instruct you on how you need to charge it or what technique you need to use. So for example, if you are charging a crystal to help you accomplish a goal and you want to use the moon to charge your crystal, which is a great tool for charging. Each moon phase is associated with a different kind of energy. So if you want to charge your crystal, for accomplishing something, getting something done, taking action, you want to charge your crystal under the phase of the waxing moon. So any point from the new moon to the full moon where it's still in that waxing growth phase, that's when you're going to want to charge your crystal. Now, alternatively, if you are charging a crystal to help you rest, take more time for yourself, have more self-love and self-care, then the dark moon phase or the waning moon phase might be better aligned with what you want to charge your crystal for. So the moon is a great way to charge your crystal, but again, you just need to be aware about what phase of the moon is it that you want to charge your crystal. I often hear people say, oh, I put all my crystals out under the full moon. It's like, well, do you want all of your crystals to have the energy of the full moon? You might not. So be clear about what it is that you want to use your crystals for, so that you know that the way you're charging them is in alignment with your desires. And then a second way that is really powerful for charging your crystals is just holding it in your hand, and the heat of your hands and the energy of your hands will actually help energize this. So this is really good for if you're doing any body work with your crystal, like if you're laying them on your body, or if you're doing massage work. So a lot of crystals, specifically crystals in the quartz family, also crystals in the tourmaline family, they are piezoelectric and pyroelectric, which means when you apply heat and pressure to them, they actually create energy. So by creating that warmth and pressure of your hands, just that amount will just kind of energize and boost your crystal. So like I said, that's a really quick and easy technique to charge your crystals if you're, doing work on your body, or even if you're placing crystals on a grid to give each of them a little squeeze. You can also visualize any connections with guides, ancestors, or spiritual deities that you connect with to kind of influence and energize that crystal as well. So I hope that you found this breakdown helpful, and I hope that you're feeling a little bit more in tune with and understanding the purposes of cleansing and charging and ways to connect with your crystals. So like I said before, if you want to dive deeper into any of these topics, just hop on over to the blog at zendout.com/blog, or click the link in our bio to read the full blog post. If you want to dive way deeper, you can check out my new book. It's on pre-order, coming out on September 15th, Understanding Crystals, where I dive much deeper into how crystal energy works, how to cleanse, how to care for your crystals, and even how to program your crystals. So, dear ones, if you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the comments below, and I will do my best to reply to each and every one of you. And I hope you have a beautiful day. Bye.